Hello everyone, Scott Sylvan Bell, coming to you live from my library. My friends love to call it my persuasion and body language bunker. And I'm going to do a little bit of sales training with you today. This one should be fun. I'm going to give you some insight on my life a little bit and some of the places where I've learned how to persuade from people. And maybe a little bit more unique than what you'd think of. So, you know, one of the best places to learn how to persuade people is by watching infomercials. Yes, I know. You don't need a vacuum that can fly or whatever they do. But, you know, the thing is the people who write those infomercials are super smart. And they know how to package the information so that, you know, they keep you engaged as a buyer. And, you know, you're watching these infomercials, you're like, who in the world would buy this crap? Right? And like all of a sudden you start thinking, man, I need a waffle maker that can make ice cream. And you're like, there's no way in the world. And these videos, they start sucking you in. You're just like, and like all of a sudden, the next thing you know, it's like you might be on the phone ordering these things. Okay, so time out. Take your safe, go lock it in a wallet. But one of these nights, stay up late and watch these infomercials and watch how they package this information. Okay, so first, they're like, you know, they create the pain. It's like, you probably never knew that you needed waffles at 3 o'clock in the morning. You're like, yeah, I never really thought about that. And they're like, but it's such a pain in the butt to do. And you're like, yeah, you're right, it is. But now we got the Waffle 3000. And you're like, well, tell me more about that. And they're like, all you got to do is hit the button. It's like, okay, so they stir up the pain. And they're like, well, I'm going to show you how to make your life easier. All right, all right. And then you're like, well, you know, how much is it? Well, it's not really that much. You know, we can make it really easy payments. And they're like, we go back to really easy, really cool. Really easy, really cool. So you're sitting there, you're like, man, I really didn't want one of these things, but now it sounds really cool, and it's actually pretty affordable. Okay? So, take this information and take it to your sales process, because a lot of times, salespeople make the mistake of thinking that, you know, their product is the only thing on the market, and unfortunately, buyers see everything that we do as a commodity. They're like, oh yeah, you know, you guys are all the same, no big deal. Okay? So the thing is, package this message so it's kind of like the person's watching an infomercial. Get them to get drawn in, talk to them a little bit instead of saying, look, check out my goofinator, my Gunder pump, it's really cool, you know, my company does this, my company does that. You know, sometimes it's taking a little bit of that pain and that aggravation and pushing on it, and the person's like, I really didn't know I had that problem. I didn't know that I wanted waffles at 3 o'clock in the morning and ice cream to go with them, but it sounds really cool. Okay? So the trick is to watch the infomercial and kind of like reverse engineer it. That's really what your job's going to be. Reverse engineer the infomercial. Figure out like, wow, you know, maybe you can put it on a DVR, maybe you can record it, but figure out how they're getting people to get interested in their product. No matter how ridiculous it is. A vacuum that flies, come on, that's just as dumb. Alright? Scott Sylvan Bell, only Scott Bell, the Sylvan in the middle. I always forget this. If you could do a small favor for me and leave a comment, question, story in the box down below, to the right, to the left. There's a subscribe button even somewhere above me or down here. That would be really cool. And then there's like a stumble upon, Facebook, YouTube, you know, all these buttons across the bottom. Hit all those too, because that'd be cool. Kind of like when you were a kid and you'd go in an elevator, just like, and then hit all of them. Fantastic. So, you know, a little insight into my life. I got one of my favorite Rain Spooner Aloha shirts on. This is like the 50th anniversary of Hawaii. Just thought I'd share that with you. I don't know why it's coming out. Scott Sylvan Bell, only Scott Bell, the Sylvan in the middle. We'll see you soon. Thanks for watching.